And so here we are today, two crazy book ladies talking. And I'm Georgia Vargas, and this is Becky Sanderson. And I've got some really juicy questions for you today. So one of the things I love most is your title, Miss Digital Media. And I think it conjures up wonderful images, but I know it also hides a wealth of fascinating talents and skills. So why don't you share with us some of those great skills, Becky?
Well, you're right. It does cover a multitude of sins or skills, but I guess it's really been tricky for me to niche because I am very multi-skilled. But my passion comes from my love of page layout, and that has carried me into lots of other areas of publishing, branding, design, online marketing, and all sorts of different things. But my career after I'd graduated, I studied media and graphics, and then I then did a degree in publishing and multimedia publishing and business, and then went into traditional publishing industry in London. So worked for various different publishers. So that's where my kind of career started out, with my passion for page layouts.
Fantastic. I mean, page layout, I wouldn't know where to start. I think I would go, what's this? Fascinating, Becky. Amazing.
Essentially, what I do is work with words and pictures.
I like that. That I can understand now. That sounds simple. Great.
So can I ask you then, Georgia, what sets you apart from other book coaches, and what sort of people and authors do you most love to work with, and why?
Oof, lots of questions. Well, I think what sets me apart is my edge really comes from the showbiz world, having worked in so many different areas of artistic pursuits, let's put it like that. And I've been writing in many different genres, from plays to poems to scripts. I've done MC work, blogs. I've got more than 200 blogs on my website. Wow. I've written articles. So I've got lots of different writing skills and a very broad perspective on writing itself. I mean, also because I just love it. I love writing. And I think that our voice and our pen are our two most powerful tools of communication. So I encourage both. But I'm open to work with most topics, I would say, most authors and most topics. What do I love the most? I love all of them. What ignites you in your work? What really sets when you go, oh, I've got this client, it's the best ever. What's that one for you?
Well, like I say, I think my talent, my skill is in working with page layouts. That's where I've got the most experience, and I love creating pages, working with pictures, making pages perfect is what, that's my kind of tagline these days. But what really does give me such a buzz is empowering other people, but specifically other business women. So people like me, or people who are really passionate like me about enterprise, about business, about empowering others, helping others. So sharing my skills and expertise is really, really what gives me a lot of joy in my business, helping people to feel empowered in their own business, so that they feel in control with their branding, their online marketing, but also to help them boost their skills. So that's another of my taglines: boost your skills, boost your brand. So this is what really does excite me, is giving people the information to make better informed decisions, to either help them by doing kind of done for you services, or to help them to boost their skills so that they can do it themselves. That really does make me happy.
Yeah. No, I get that. I think I get the same buzz when I see the budding author come to me and they're not sure of their ideas, and we start to collate it and get it together. We get that fantastic title, and the book starts to develop as the chapter, and you see their confidence grow, their enthusiasm grow, their courage grows. It's a wonderful feeling. It's our reward, isn't it, really?
I agree. I think I love working on projects so that you see it from the very beginning, and you take them and work with them, and that you're there every step of the way through the highs, the lows.
Yes.
And then getting over the finish line is really rewarding.
Yeah.
But certainly as a writer, and you know, I help lots of people design their books and publish their books. But as a writer, the biggest buzz comes from receiving that notification of sales, you know, and getting those royalty payments. It's just nothing better. It's nothing better.
I just had a client of mine say that he got a really well-paid speaking gig off the back of the book that we worked on. I thought, yeah, that's just, it's a reward, isn't it? It's a fantastic feeling.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then it really does open doors and make connections with people that you wouldn't otherwise get. I took my book, so I have my own Boost Yourself journal, and I took this book the other day to a networking event. Somebody said, "So what do you do?" So I pull my book out, you know.
Yes, exactly.
And you know, I'd made a couple of book sales, told people about my upcoming course, and it was the quickest sale ever. You know, the lady said, "Sign me up." So and another lady said, "I want to buy the book." So you know, it really does make people sit up and listen and be interested in what you're doing. But also anybody who's done a book or has thought about writing a book instantly recognizes and has that level of respect for having published a book. So you know, and this is something that is kind of lost in social media now. Everybody's doing social media. So for brand, you know, business visibility and personal visibility in business, a book is such a powerful tool. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah, it is. It's a marketing, and that's why I have all of mine up there. And it gives you credibility, your kudos dial rises, your reputation does. You know, if you get a speaking gig and you've got a book, you're going to sell books, you're going to get clients, and the organizer is thrilled because you're bringing in this big crowd and getting so much hype. And I think also with a book, you've immediately got 2 to 3 signature speeches. The benefits of a book, I mean, it's a big investment. It's time, it's energy, it's money to get it all done. But, you know, so is all businesses. I mean, we're spending a lot of money on our work as well. So it's a very rewarding investment.
Absolutely. But like you said, it's a very worthwhile investment that can bring you so much value beyond the figure that you invest, if you make it work for you. But also it's about, you know, working on the bigger piece of content so that you have lots of smaller content, so you're not having to reinvent the wheel. You've written a course or a program that can be repurposed into a book. If you write a book, it can be repurposed into a program. You know, if you're writing business books, essentially, or even kind of personal memoirs and things like that, self-help books can still be repurposed and used in your kind of online marketing and social media content. So, you know, you've done a lot of the work already. So you know, make the best of it, get more bang for your buck.
Absolutely. Get that book out there and recognize all the benefits. I mean, I've got this client here. She had a fantastic life in business and is an executive coach anyway, but the book has given her so much kudos. So, you know, she's fully booked. Clients want to be with her because they recognize her stories and they identify with what she said. It all resonates with them and they go, well, if she can do it, so can I.
Well,
how can I do it?
It's so much about building that like, no trust factor, isn't it? It's a great way to lead into, or, you know, to warm up potential leads, new clients, and to engage new people into your audience, isn't it? So it's got so many benefits. It's difficult to quantify, justify, you know, it's exponential, isn't it? The potential.
Yes, it's true. And it is often the most tricky part to let the budding author know the benefits, not just personal but professional, because they often can't see it at the beginning of the journey.
No, I
But
agree.
once they've done one book, within 5 minutes they want to do the second one because they
Yeah,
know
get addicted.
they know it by then.
It is addictive, definitely. You have had a bright, colourful and interesting career on and off stage. How does that experience help you as a book coach?
Well, it definitely gives me an edge, because one of the things that I talk about very early on in my coaching program is how to be visible with the book. So it's like a marketing mindset. So it's talking about the book even before you've finished chapter 5 or 6 or 4 or wherever you are in the book. Is to talk very early on about, I'm writing a book, it's on this topic, I'm going to be publishing it at this date and that date, I'm going to do a book launch. You get pre-orders in, you get interest for the work that you do, you develop. Well, I always get a working title early on in the program, coaching program, so that they've got this title to, because, you know, once you get a title for the book, even if you change it later, it creates so much excitement and pride. And they go, but my book's called, and it's going to be, and I'm talking about this, and you develop interest for it. So that's something that I do very early on, and very few book coaches do that because they don't have that background. It's a showbiz background. You know, the show goes on regardless. You put your best foot forward always. You know, you talk confidently about the work that you're doing, and you present yourself professionally, and all those ingredients are quite unique in the work that I do. So that's my edge, I think.
Yeah, no, and that I love that. I love how you carry that through what you do now in the book coaching. And I guess to a certain extent the same is true for me in my business. As a former teacher of media and graphics and just teaching in general, it is kind of like a performance when you're teaching.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you know, and naturally as a teacher and a professional, you know, you kind of reflect back on your performance or how you did, what could be improved, where things went wrong, you know, so you're super analytical, critical and reflective. And that's a difficult process often, and can be quite uncomfortable often, but that's what makes you grow, isn't it? That's what makes you grow, and that's what makes you a professional, and that's what makes you strive for best practice and better things, and that successful achievement when you've got over that finish line, and you know, you get to do it again and get to make things better. So that's why I love doing my courses and programs as well, because I've done my course a couple of times now, my Boost Your Brand with Books course, and each time I've developed it, I've tweaked it and made it better. So and that's what we're doing every day in our business, isn't it? We're all trying to make it work, we're trying to improve, we're trying to grow, develop, you know, and make impact on the world.
So if you were going to write another book, what do you think that would be about? Would you write another business book, or?
I have plans, a few different book ideas. I would love to get the time to repurpose my books course into a mini course self-study ebook. Because I've got the content there, so it kind of makes sense to do that and make it more accessible, price point for people and a wider audience potentially. So that's one. I've also got ideas to do, so I have an ebook already, Boost Your Brand with Books, available on Amazon. I want to do the Boost Your Brand with Books mini course, but also I want to do a book, again, a book and an ebook as just Boost Your Brand. So giving business owners lots of different tips and resources to help them boost their brand. But on more kind of personally creative projects, I'd really love to create some colouring books and activity books for children. So this, because I love illustration, pattern design, things like that. So I'd really love to explore those kind of areas. Yeah.
I see you doing that. You'd be on the floor doing it as well.
Yeah.
Really enjoying it.
Well, this is it. Just, you know, to explore my graphic skills and my own creativity, and just doing my own thing, exploring that. But also, it is, like I said before, that buzz of making those book sales is just, it's just calling me. So, but what a great way to build a passive income for me and my daughter. So I want my daughter to get involved in creating these books. So I'm thinking books for children, books, colouring books for adults as well. But anything that I can get her involved with so that she feels a part of it, and then potentially starts to build a bit of a passive income and a legacy for her to carry in future. So as a great storyteller and performer, you are adept at writing yourself and helping others. But what type of stories do you most like and dislike when writing yourself or when working with others, and why?
Well, I love writing. I do. And I love the short form, I must say. So blogs and posts and short stories, you know, 10, 15-minute plays, things like that, or dialogues. I love all that. Titans, that gets me excited, where there's action in it, you know, and we call it call to action sometimes. So it's that liveliness, the energy, the fast moving stuff that gets me excited. So I really enjoy working with people who've got, you know, like Gila was great to work with, for example, fast and energetic and, you know, on the ball, and, you know, that's exciting for me. But then again, I've been surprised with another author I worked with last year who had a very different pace, but she had such a fascinating story that I was spellbound. You know, I was just caught up in her whole, it taught me, you know, you learn, I think as a coach, you learn always so much from your clients. And that's the beauty of the work that we do, is we're constantly learning new things. And I never thought that I'd be interested in such a topic, but the way she presented it to me, I thought, I can't refuse this. This is amazing. There are some topics that I think, you know, that we shy away from because we just don't agree with that point of view. And on those things, I'll say, no, thank you. I disagree with your point of view, your version of life. That's fine. You have yours, I have mine. But I think we'd clash. So I would be very clear about that.
I think in lots of different books that I've worked on, I'd say 90% of them are topics that actually do interest me.
Yes.
Or that funnily enough, or that I actually need, that I've needed in my own life. So it kind of addresses different issues that I have, strangely, at the time that these books, that I'm working on these books. So it's funny in life, isn't it, how the things that you need, or these opportunities for learning, are presented to you in your work.
So true. Yeah, that's very true.
But also, isn't it funny how it doesn't matter what you do, like I've said about with your performance background, whatever you've done in the past suddenly comes full circle and becomes relevant to whatever it is that you're doing today. And that's branding, you know, personified, really, isn't it? Because it is about, we all have that unique set of skills and experience, and, you know, communicating that through, whether it's branding, books, online marketing. The thing that is common there is the need to use our voice, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you know, I've been offering visibility campaigns for published authors, and most of that experience comes from my showbiz days, and it is basically just being visible and how to do it. And you know, so many published authors want to hide behind the book, and They think that, "Oh, I've done the book now, it'll sell on its own," and it's not like that nowadays, because very few people are doing PR for books, so you have to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
And as you said, it's coming round. All my experience about showing up and being visible, I now can share with my clients. So that's the great thing about it.
I agree.
I do that a lot. I do that a lot in my masterclass, and I hold a
Yes.
monthly masterclass. And last month I had 3 published authors come on the class. And it was fantastic, Becky, because they backed up everything that I said about publishing.
I love it when people do that in your masterclasses. You joined my last one as well, didn't
Yeah.
you? It was like, oh, great. She's helping me because she's saying, yeah, Becky's right.
That's it, that's it.
You know, it is important to have that validation, you know, online and stuff, and have that validation that what you're doing is good, it's helpful, it's provides value, providing expertise. But I do love doing these masterclasses because it's kind of bringing people into your world, or for me particularly into my classroom.
But it's also because that people have so many myths and fancy ideas about publishing, particularly publishing. They don't, the word self-publishing suggests that you do everything yourself, and it's not like that. So we've got lots of myths to break, haven't we?
There is, but equally, I think part of my goals really for teaching people about self-publishing is about teaching that, and for all areas of branding, business, online marketing, for me it's about empowering people, giving them the information so that they can make informed decisions about what parts they do, what parts they don't do.
Yes.
But making it accessible is the thing. I want to make media in all its forms accessible. What I love about you, Georgia, is your positive, fun-loving attitude to life. But can you tell me how you inject fun when working with your clients?
It's a balance of working hard and playing hard. Work hard, play hard. It's a fine balance. When somebody needs that accountability, needs that push, needs that bit of tough love, I'm there to give it. When they need lightening up because they're too serious about it, or they're too annoyed with themselves, or the muse hasn't arrived, then I'm there to lighten up the scene. So it's the balance. It's recognizing what the client needs. Are they overthinking, over-labeling, over,
Yes.
getting into the syndromes? I've got a syndrome. Are they getting into that mindset? That's not going to work. They're not going to get the work done. So lighten up.
What I love about you is just, you're so funny, you're so humorous, but you're a bit naughty as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Thank God for that.
Yeah. You are a bit naughty, aren't you?
Yeah, you have to provoke things. You have to step outside the box, because there's a lot of space outside the box. People don't realise that.
No, it's a good answer. That's a very good answer. The other thing that we wanted to talk about is our masterclasses, isn't it?
Yes.
So
yes.
you have a masterclass coming up, and I have a masterclass coming up too. So mine is on the 9th of February at 1 o'clock. Boost Your Brand with Books masterclass, which is all about teaching people about the opportunities of self-publishing. And I talk about some of the different platforms that you can use, some of the different costs and investment that you might need to make. And it's packed full of ideas and inspiration for business owners. So teaching business owners how they can repurpose their existing content to create books, to generate leads and create passive income. So tell me about your masterclass, Georgia. How is that different to what I'm doing on the 9th of Feb?
Well, first of all, I'm definitely going to be at yours to learn all those tricks and things that I can pass on to my clients too. So my masterclass is called 5 Keys to Writing and Completing a Compelling Book in 90 Days or less.
Wow.
90 days will do. And so it's showing people how to get over themselves and get writing, how they can bring out the best book in themselves and make it work for them for the future. So it's going to be a combination of showing them that they need to step up and stand out into their expertise and authority to write it, to recognize that marketing the book early on is very important, and getting a good publisher like yourself to help them self-publish. So I think we've got lots of good things to share there.
Absolutely.
And, it's a great collaboration. I'm so happy to know you.
Same. And I totally agree with what you're saying, that and putting that time frame on it as well is really interesting, because I think so many people think it's going to take them years to write a book, and so many people have spent years writing their book. And yeah, so often, as you well know, there's different blocks that prevent them from completing, whether it's imposter syndrome or whatever it might be. There's a multitude of reasons, but it really honestly surprises me how many people I speak to when I'm talking about what I do and my course and things, that they tell me that they've got unfinished manuscripts on their computer, or they've got this idea that they've wanted to do for years and years and years, and they just don't do it because they either, once they've started writing the manuscript, they don't know what to do with it next, or they don't even start writing because the imposter just doesn't let them. So it's really important what you do and what I do in order to make these books happen, and to empower those authors to get there. It's really, really challenging for some people, but amazing results.
One of the things that I offer as well is that once they finish that book within that 3 months period, and it goes off to a publisher like yourself to lay out and design it and so on, I'm still there for them to help them get through all that. What should I do with the first proof? Or should I have a book launch? Should I do a TED talk? What should I do? And I'm there to give them that support and ideas to continue promoting the book, getting that visibility out before the book is out. So important, so that you build up that hype, you build up the interest, you get the pre-orders in. And
so I think where people often have those blocks to prevent them writing, the same thing happens when it gets to the first proof stage, because then they start getting scared. Oh my God, this is real. Oh my God, this is going to be available to the world. And then there's a new wave of imposter or fear about the visibility. So
fear of success.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it is a major problem, but I think there's lots of people out there who need to sit up and take notice.
Yes, we're there to help them, aren't we?
Their books. We are, because it's about having those the processes in place, the marketing tools in place, and often once those are in place, it should kind of do itself, and then all you have to do is show up. So yeah, it's there's lots of ways that we can help and support lots of different authors, lots of different business owners to boost their brands with books.
Absolutely.
It's been lovely chatting with you today, Georgia. So, two crazy writing ladies, book ladies, I should say. Yeah. So if there's anything that we can help anybody with, then please do get in touch. I'll add my information about the masterclass in the comments.
Great. Look forward to that. Great talking to you. And I mean, we could talk all day about this, about sharing our writing and publishing and experiences that we do. And we do work together. I always recommend you as a publisher, and all the wonderful things that you do besides publishing for my clients. And I know that we will have great collaborations in the future. So we are two crazy book ladies talking.